Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going to do round 2 of talking about authenticity today. Today I want to get more into the meat. I think I was going all over. Let's get into the meat about what it means to honor your authenticity. Now, authenticity is not just limited to how you want to dress, how you want to present yourself, your morals, goals, and values. These are all a part of your authenticity. But what I really want to talk about today is accepting your authentic self in the form of when it comes down to accepting that you're not a certain type of person. For example, week-long music festivals or weekend-long music festivals, that they look like so much fun to me. Like, you see these people, they're loving it. They're having such a great time. But I will never go to one unless I can drive back to my house, sleep here and go back. Now, it's not because I'm bougie and I need to glamp. I can't just camp. I can camp. That's not the problem. The thing is, I'm not going to have a good time if I cannot find spaces to be isolated. I am an isolated creature. The only way I'm able to be good for others is after prolonged isolation. I isolate a lot. So imagine being crammed in a field with thousands of people all camped next to each other. You could tell me, well, just run off into the woods and be alone. It's not the same. It's just not the same. You know? Like, girls gotta be drinking a cup of tea and reading a book alone and having thoughts. And then, like, also, when you're at a festival, you're trying to tell me no one's gonna try and follow you into the woods. And also, danger! Whatever. My point is, though, that is something that, in the past, I would sacrifice who I am for the good time, right? Because I want to have the good time. But now, through this journey of authenticity and following my authentic nature, I've come to realize that things like that don't align with my authenticity hurt me, even though they're a good time. So it's not always about just aligning with your goals, your values, your higher self, your dreams. Sometimes it's also being realistic and aligning with just like who you are at your core. I'm a cuddly, cozy person. I like movies. I like my blankies. I like my stuffed animals. I like my comfort. So if I have the choice to go to a concert and sleep in comfort with all my things, then sure, I'll do that. But I'm not going to sacrifice my comfort and my alignment to do something that isn't necessarily aligned with who I am as a person. Which is tough. This stuff is tough because you might really fit into one avenue or one group of people, right? Let's just say everyone who labels themselves as a hippie, right? And you're like, cool, no socks, no shoes. We smoke weed, nobody really drinks. Like, there's this whole vibe of that. But then they also that group might also not care about whether or not they get home on time. Maybe they're more go with the flow. The breeze may take them to the next town, and a lot of people wrote me into that kind of a category because I'm nice and I'm kind and I'm often barefooted. But here's the thing: I'm not a go with the wind type of person. I'm a go with the flow, but I'm not a go with the wind. Like, I need an itinerary and a schedule. If we traveling, I need a schedule. I've done a nomadic camping trip before where you don't know where you're going to sleep until the morning of, when you look it up on your camping app and you just buy that camping space. I've done that before, yet there's still a structure and a timeline. We're doing these certain things, then we're visiting a certain person or certain friends, and then we're doing this other certain thing afterwards. I personally am a friend of structure and then flow within that structure. That's just me personally. I love eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You will not see me skip a meal. I do not care how fun that thing is. If it's at dinner time, call someone else. Like, right. So that I think was the hardest part of my personal authentic journey, because it was real easy for me to just be me. I never really learned another way. I think that's a gift that was bestowed upon me by the universe, because like, even when I got made fun of in school and high school and things like that growing up, I'd be like, I don't get it. Like, I'm cool as shit. And like, obviously I had a lot to learn and a lot to grow, and no, I wasn't perfect. No one is. But it doesn't matter. I just never understood what the bullies were talking about, right? Like, I'm just like, I'm cool. So that was never really an issue for me, standing in who I am and just being who I am. But when it came to being roped into what other people assumed I was based upon my personality, then I'd start being like, but I don't really want to go to the thing. But I'm a part of that group. I'm supposed to like the thing. And that's where it gets really hard, and I get really irritated about labels, because it's just, it's pressure. It's pressure to not be authentic. It's pressure to be like, okay, I'm this way, but this certain group of people is also that way, but they don't have my full spectrum of who I am. They just have this little piece. So now I'm going to question the rest of my own spectrum because I finally found a group of belonging. That's the problem I think we all kind of have. So it's like, cool, I finally found this group of people. I'm having a good time. But now I'm tired and I'm drained and I'm not really honoring myself or who I truly am. Even though this group is a portion of who I am, it's not in totality of who I am. So we run into that too. Like, for example, there's another group of people with labels, like witchcraft is a big label. Now, I don't know enough about it to make any sort of whatever, but I will give you my opinion on labels in general. I feel like it takes away our opportunity to recognize the uniqueness and totality of all of our multifacets of who we are when we just identify with a group. Because then we might start to tell our intuition or our heart or our ideas that they are wrong because they do not file under this category where we finally found acceptance. So I challenge everyone today to take a look at what you filed yourself under, and are you 100% that label? Because I don't think a lot of us are, but we smack that label, and it does us an injustice, because then it doesn't allow others to learn us deeper, you know, and it ostracizes us from others as well. Like, I go to church. I enjoy spirituality. I grew up Catholic. I do not walk around labeling myself a Catholic. I carve crystals and I make them into jewelry. I can pair you with a crystal based off of my mind's eye. But it's not me. It's like the universe telling me I'm just the channel for the source. So I'm not a crystal healer. You see what I'm saying? Like, because wait, what does that even mean? And then you go down this whole rabbit hole of like research, and you're like, that's not my lifestyle. That's not how I live. That's not actually how I utilize crystals. So you don't fit in the category. Do you sacrifice some of your authenticity to become accepted in a category? Or do you accept your authenticity fully to be categoryless? Yeah, that's the goal. Because when you're undefined, it gives much more opportunity to be understood by those who would want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Also, like I said earlier, it confuses us about what is our authentic nature and what is this label. So, I love reggae music, I love concerts, I like Stone Pony outdoor summer stage. That's my jam. It's outside, across the street from the beach. It's just like that. I will hit up a concert there, right? That's who I am. Am I gonna go travel a week and follow a band around? Hell no. Hell to the nah. Why? Because I love my structure. I do. I do not want to bathe in a river. Like, as much... And, like, this is where it gets confusing because, like, I'm all natural. I make my own deodorant. I make my own, like, blush and chapsticks and things, like, so people assume, like, you want to get, like, married in nature and, like, wash yourself in the river and, like, sleep out there, right? No! No, I don't want to do that. I love toilets. Do you... We invented them for a reason and I love them. Like, if I have to dig a hole in the ground to bury my bathrooming, that's gonna be a once in a blue moon thing. I don't want to ever be good at that. I don't want to ever have that skill just like locked and loaded. Like, oh, you need a poop hole? I got you. Like, that's... And I just think that that's hilarious because a lot of people just assume I'm like that. Because I love nature. I'm always taking nature in my house. But, like, I like my house. Like, so even when it comes to doing stuff, like, authenticity is more than just standing true and speaking your truth. It's also learning when to say no to something that's just not conducive with your energy. Like, that's fine. I'd rather not be pissy by the end of the week. I'd rather be in a good mood. So, yeah, and I just think that's really, it hurts us, you know? We meet new people and they lump us in a category. And I think back in the day when I used to feel real lost and alone, I was like, yay, I'm in the category now. Like, I have people and, like, everybody is like me. But, like, that's not true. It wasn't true. And doing that, people then make assumptions about who you are and what you do and what you like to do and what you believe in, all because of a label. I'd rather keep them guessing. Barefoot one day, formal attire the next. Like, I don't know. I'm not all in the one category. I don't think any of us are. I've never met somebody that was in a category or a label of people and was like, yeah, I'm 100% down with everything that the group says. No, that's a cult. Right? That's when we get culty. So, honoring your authentic nature also means, even though someone thinks in their mind they've fabricated a narrative of you being super cool, you're super cool because you do A, B, and C, so you must do C, D, and F, right? And then you have to say, actually, I appreciate how cool you just invented me in your mind, but I'm not that cool. I watch baseball games at home, or I go to them. Like, I go to minor league baseball games. I love that shit. But, like, I'm also an energetic life coach. And a lot of people would say that's not very high vibe. Because it's competition. And people are getting angry. And I'm the first one. R-O-W-D-I-E. That's the way we spell rowdy. Like, I love that. Because personally, as much as I am in love with the energetic and unseen and spiritual realm, and how much that sets the standard for how I operate in my days, that doesn't stop me from being a human being. I'm a human being. And human beings, we like this stuff. This is... Why were we given this reality if not to enjoy it, you know? I'm not saying go gamble on the game. I'm not saying let it affect you that if they lose, you're yelling at people in the parking lot. Practice detachment. Practice detachment. Enjoy everything. Everything that this world has to offer you. Do not exclude yourself from things because you've been assimilated into a group or a label. It's not very witchcraft of you. It's not very witchy of you to be at a baseball game wearing Rumble Ponies gear. You know what I mean? Right. That's why I don't like the labels. It's not very crystal healer of you to that's what the problem is with the labels. That's the problem. Because you can be and do whatever you want to do. Whatever aligns with you. Whatever makes your soul feel joy. And we put blinders on and cut ourselves off from the opportunities of that joy when we have to second guess our intuition and our heart with that of the rules of the label. I'm trying to come up with another example. Anyway, just don't sell yourself short. Be authentic all around. Meaning, if you want to wear a black dress and red, I don't know. If you want to dress like a witchy, that motif, and go to a baseball game, that to me is the most authentic that I could ever see. And that's what I see online, people battling and trying to tell others that that's not authentic. Oh, you should be doing spells and shit at home. No, you can also enjoy a minor league baseball game and get a hot dog. Or I see on this other group a lot, you can't possibly be vibrating at a high level if you eat meat. I understand what you're saying. However, it's just not true. It's just not true. If that doesn't align with somebody, if meat doesn't align with you, that's your personal journey. Meat doesn't align with you. Be authentic. But don't try and tell others on the journey that they're never going to be as enlightened as you because they eat meat. What is that? Why are we segregating? Isn't the purpose and the point to be the collective consciousness, the unconditional love and acceptance of all? So that means people are going to be different from you and yet still reach levels of enlightenment. It's interesting, right? So once again, that just goes back into the full circle, proving what I'm talking about when it comes to authenticity. Take away the labels. Take away the titles, the whatever. Just take it away. Just be a person. Be a person on a self-growth journey, self-healing growth journey that gets to know themselves more and more every day. Strip away the label. Get a little lost and uncomfortable so that you can figure out who you are. And then you feel eradicated from that label. Oh, I'm so much more than this. I can dress how I want. I can set up crystal grids in my house, and I can believe in the peace and calm that is the law of attraction, and embodying certain energies and emotions to attract. And then at the same time, I'm also going to clock out and go to the baseball game. I love that. I think that is authenticity in its purest form. And also learning when to say no. That doesn't align with me. That's cool. Yes, I know that you assume it would align with me because you put me in a group in your mind. But don't label me. then you won't get so let down and shocked when I do something out of character. It's not out of character. This is me. It's a heated one, isn't it? Because, like, I think about this a lot, and I feel like we just do it to each other so much, and we don't even realize it. Like, we're supposed to be all hugging each other right now. Like, we're supposed to be, everybody, every single human being on this planet can benefit from the laws of attraction and understanding the laws of the universe, right? Every single one of us. You don't need to have a title to access that knowledge and that wisdom. You don't need to be a certain... you're going to have to start being a certain type of way to get into the personal alignment when you figure out that thing. But that all comes to that raw authenticity. And that raw authenticity shouldn't look like anyone else's raw authenticity. And if it does, you don't know yourself enough. We're all mirrors, too. I love when I meet someone and they mirror myself back to me and I learn something about myself and vice versa. Like, good and bad. Trust me, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. I get my fair share of being the villain in someone else's story just by living and being and existing. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, strip away, dissolve, get rid of anything that might confuse you about your journey of self-discovery. Get out of the group. Get out of the label. Just be. It pays off. It does. And once you get to that raw authenticity and you figure out what is in alignment with you and what is not, you unlock a new level of accomplishment here in this plane of reality. It's only, though, when you stop having that thought that comes from here that you then take this piece of your brain and try to say, oh, no, that's, I don't know, because that doesn't fit with anything. Who cares? Who cares? It's a puzzle piece, and it goes somewhere. So stop ignoring it because it doesn't fit in the realm that you already believe yourself to be. Get to know more of that. The bad and the good. I get cranky. I want to say when I'm just hungry, but that's not the case. I get cranky. I gotta do a lot of self-work. I need to make sure I'm drinking enough water. I'm eating enough meals. I'm taking enough isolation. I'm doing something that fulfills me and my purpose. Like, there's like these little boxes that I have to check every day that aren't just responsibilities and like chores or whatever, or work. It's not just that. Like, there's boxes that I have to check to be a good person, to be my highest self, to be able to start up that random conversation in the store. Like today, I saw a guy, he had some good stuff on the conveyor belt in front of me in the grocery store. And I was like, I want to come to that party. And he was like, all I do is I drink beer and I grill. And I'm like, you can tell. And that looks amazing. I was like, and I see you got a pie crust in there. What are we making? He goes, cheesecake. Ugh! That conversation fulfilled me. It's just good to know that other human beings are like me, where we focus our lives around food. Also, it's really nice to know that other people are simple like me and are super excited to like make a cheesecake tonight, you know, and not looking for the next drama or the next thing to do out that costs money, you know. I'm just going to sit home and grill. Love that. I don't drink, but I got you. I'll be right there whipping something up. I feel that. And it's simple connections like that that make me feel so fulfilled as a person. And I feel like if I still believed in these labels and these titles, would I have had that conversation? I don't know. Maybe I've been too busy thinking about if I'm appearing to be the label that others have provided me. I like being that. I like being able to talk to somebody in their 90s and in their teens. I feel like I can do that, and I love it. I feel like it's just ever since I started to eradicate those labels, life has become so much more full and beautiful because I'm not limiting myself to what it is that I try to do or what I think I'm going to enjoy, or I give it all a shot. Do I always charge crystals under the full moon? No. But yeah, I love crystals. I work with crystals and stones all the time. Right, so what am I not? Am I kicked out now? Am I kicked out? That's what I mean. Be you. Do you. Do what aligns with you. You know? Yeah. It's easier than you think. The sun's setting. It's easier than you think, but it's also harder than we think because it takes a lot of... You're going to be alone sometimes. I love it, though. I think that's the point. So, trailing off. I think we could go on about this for hours, but I won't ramble. I'll just make more parts about it. But learning to say no, even though some of it fits, but not all of it. Like I said in part number 1, needs to be all of it, 100%. If you show up and only 98% of you can fit there, get out. 100%. We don't sacrifice who we are and our values, our morals, and the things that align with who we are as souls. I'm a sensitive soul. I'm a watery, emotional, sensitive soul. So I have specific things, values. I have specific ones. It's not a big deal. I figured them out about myself. Yeah, I need to eat breakfast. Yeah. I need to stretch in the morning and take my time. And I sleep with a stuffed animal. And yeah, I'm outgoing because I am ingoing. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one to leave it on. Become outgoing by becoming ingoing. Because I'm technically introverted AF, but because I have 2 fire signs in my top 3, Leo Sun, Cancer Moon, Sagittarius Rising, need to get out there, but also don't. Okay, so we'll continue this another time, but align with your authentic nature, even if that means missing out on something that may be potentially fun. Okay? That's the goal here. Only you don't break off a piece of your jigsaw puzzle of self to fit into something. Even if it's so close, let me just shove it in there. Don't. Recognize that that's not where you fit. Go somewhere else. It's fine. 100% authenticity. Let's work on it. Have a great one. Feel free to comment if you want a specific topic covered. I might we'll see what tomorrow brings, but I have some ideas of what I want to talk about tomorrow, but yeah, I appreciate everyone's input. So, have a nice day, and we'll see you tomorrow.